Perfect, a retail podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm your host, Meredith.
And I'm your host, Cass.
Let's have some fun.
So we asked a lot of people on Facebook, where they were going. When's your next vacation? We really like to push that, right? And we were actually just talking to someone that follows us on Instagram, and he wrote that every time he plans a vacation, a manager calls off or someone quits, and he hasn't been able to take a true
vacation.
Yeah. Which it's just I feel for him because it's like just take your vacation. So we're real, real strong into retail. And so I guess my whole point is we asked socials like where they were going, like trying to say let's get some vacations going. So like Julia's going to Salem, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So would like to hear some tips on what you would share with them, even if they're not going to Italy, just because you travel so much.
Yeah. Well, if you're traveling internationally, let's make sure your passport is not expired or going to expire within the time you're there.
Oh my God, I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah. So now there's a whatever the regulation that if your passport is going to expire within 6 months, you have to renew it.
Yeah.
So
because what if you get stuck out there or something for longer and.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I really don't know why.
Darn.
But
it's stuck in Italy for 6 months?
I know, right? I'd be like, whatever, I quit my job already.
Yeah, right. I already found a new one. I'm just eating pasta. That's what I'm doing for a living.
I'm gonna make it rain pasta over here.
But yeah, make sure if you're traveling again internationally, make sure the country you're going to doesn't have a visa. If it does have a visa, make sure you have that visa.
Yeah.
Because coming in 2024, there is going to be a visa for Europe.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know about that. It's called ETIAS. I don't remember the name.
Sure, that's
the
okay.
acronym.
What it stands for.
But it's going to cost €7, which I think it'll translate to about $7, which is good for 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Now, I don't know if you guys know, people coming to the States, there's this thing called the ESTA visa. Did you guys ever hear about that?
No.
So anyone that travels to the U.S. has an ESTA visa. I only know this because when my in-laws came from our wedding in 2014, we had to get them for it. And it was $7 at the time. Do you know how much it is now?
How much?
$21.99.
Jesus.
For 3 years. Oh. So that.
Would you say that was 2018?
2014.
Oh, 2014.
It was
like $2,200?
No,
$21.
$21.99.
I
would imagine. I was just like, when I looked it up, I'm like, I did it live on my podcast too. I'm like, holy shit, it was $7.
Yeah.
Like 2014.
I would figure it's probably 100 or 1,000 now. Jeez.
I don't know. So I'm expecting this particular visa probably is going to raise their price too. And I think it's the same premise of why the ESTA visa exists, so that they can track people.
Right.
So they know who's in the country, how long they're there.
Right.
If you stay longer than 90 days in Europe, you could be deported because you are not legal. Like that's because for the longest time, like I had friends that would stay in Italy past the 90 days.
Sure.
Illegally for years. Like a friend of mine, she stayed 10 years without having a permesso di soggiorno, which is like their visa.
Yeah.
Because she was just like, well, at this point,
yeah.
I'm already getting paid under the table.
Checking.
Yeah. The Italian government is not going to search out an American.
Right. Yeah. Right.
They'll search out other ethnicities because we're all kind of a little racist, right? But,
oh no!
But I mean, like they are
turning racist again.
I'm
Meredith.
sorry. No, I don't want to bring it up, but I'm just saying, like they are. I don't want to get it political either, but like Italians are very much. I don't know how to say this without being political. But like Italians are very angry with immigration, just as a lot of
that makes sense.
A lot of Americans are as well.
I was gonna say a lot of people in the U.S. are also
because I don't know if you none of this is publicized on normal mainstream media, but like there are a lot of boats that come from the mainland Africa where they capsize and like hundreds of people die.
Yeah,
it's really really sad.
Oh, man.
There's an organization called that I wish I could give more money to because I don't have a lot, but. It's a really good, oh God, what is it called now?
While you're thinking, ETIAS, I just looked it up, and you said it's going to start in 2024?
Yeah, it's supposed to start.
Because it says is currently not in operation and no applications are collected at this time.
Not yet. Okay. So I'm just anticipating it to start.
But it says new requirements to travel to Europe. I'm on like European Union.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure it's like European International Travel.
Oh, International Rescue Committee. Sorry.
International Rescue Committee.
So they are. I don't know if you guys know Mandy Patinkin.
No.
The amazing from The Princess Bride. I am Inigo Montoya. You killed my father.
Oh, I know him.
Prepare to die. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's amazing. He's really cool on Instagram, by the way. His son videos him. Anyway, side note. But he is a big follower of IRC, International Rescue Committee, and he helps spread the word with all those boats that come in and stuff like that. Because Italy, I'll be honest, and again, we'll sidetrack. I'm sorry, but they take in a lot of people, just like we do. But they take in a lot of people from Africa, from Morocco, from Tanzania, from Chad, from everywhere, because of all the genocide and all the war that goes on in Africa that we don't know about. Okay.
Yeah.
But the thing is like the organization and the way they do it is lopsided.
Oh.
So like, you know, they take in a lot of people, but yet they forget the Italians.
Yeah.
And I just want to put that out there because the regular Italians, like my mother-in-law, are not getting the money that some of these immigrants are getting.
Oh no.
So that's how I feel like it is here too.
I mean, I think
Again,
it's
not
like
to get
I know we'll
politicized.
pump the brakes on that. Sorry, I don't want to make your.
It's good to know though. We need to know this, and that's why we're here.
But it's something you wouldn't know unless you've been there and you've seen it. Because like being in Florence is a very there's a lot of English speaking people, there's a lot of Americans, but I met a lot of people from a lot of different countries.
Yeah.
Like, and it's incredible like where they came from.
Yeah.
Like they left everything.
Yeah.
And they came from Lampedusa, which is that island right outside of Sicily. That's where they kind of collect people when they capsize and stuff. And then what do? They try to move themselves up through Europe. And sometimes they can't get to Germany where their family is, or to France forget it. France. Blah.
Yeah.
But they don't let people come in. So they're stuck in Italy, a lot of them.
Yeah.
So there's like a lot of sad stories having to do with that. Like, and there's a lot of good things that happen in Italy with immigrants, but a majority of Italians are just like, get them out of here.
Yeah.
You know,
Are they homeless like how we see it here?
Oh God,
no one's homeless.
Not necessarily.
In Italy.
Not necessarily. I don't know all over Italy.
Sure.
But from what I know is like when they come into Sicily or into Lampedusa, they are actually given a salary.
Oh, okay.
They're given
This
a
is why
house.
you're saying it's kind of a little bit lopsided.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but some people, yes, they work. They want to work.
Good.
They want to learn
yeah.
the language and they want to do stuff. But there's a lot of them that just take the money and just don't do anything.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So like people on welfare and people that don't want to like try to work or find a
Oh,
job,
okay.
or they're on Medicaid and they
They're
don't
just
wanna,
okay
like,
with what they
because
get.
maybe they had a tough life.
Yeah.
You know, but then that's
It's
also
probably more than what their life was before. But again,
Exactly.
still not fair to those that have lived there forever.
There's a lot. Again, I am not a first-hand person, and I don't want anyone to take whoever's listening like that. I know what's going on in Sicily and Lampedusa, but like this is just from hearsay and from the news and what I get from people I know in Italy, like what I've heard, like, you know. So I don't want to say that they're not grateful. Like,
oh, sure.
right.
No,
like,
I'm sure
because
they all
I'm
are.
sure a majority of them are because they come. I mean, Italy took in a lot of people from Ukraine too. That's also
Yeah.
something to note. A lot of communities in central Italy, like Tuscany and Umbria and Emilia Romagna, like they took in a lot of people, and there's a lot of really good stories out of that took in these people. They don't speak Italian. They came from Ukraine.
Yeah.
They have nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so like there's a lot to be said about. Just, I guess my point is like, I don't want to say that I'm against immigrants because I'm definitely not, because I was an immigrant myself, but I just think we should just spread more kindness.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I just want to.
Well, if everybody
Absolutely.
had more love in the world and a little less hate, it wouldn't be so terrible
Exactly.
all the time.
I'm just like,
I
mean,
agree.
You don't know where these people have come from. And then that comes from the whole thing with trauma, which you guys talk about on your other podcast,
Yeah.
which I've listened to. Like, there's a lots to be said about why people escape or why people are in the situation they're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when they have to escape and go to a country they don't know the language, and they
Right.
don't know what to do.
I
couldn't
can't even
imagine.
imagine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm
Like,
spoiled here.
Yeah.
I can't
we
even
are
imagine.
completely
Yeah.
spoiled. Like, can you imagine being just like
Tossed into another place.
My home is gone. I lost all my family members. They're
Yeah.
all dead. And now I have to go on this tiny little boat across the Mediterranean Sea, and I
Yeah.
might die.
Yeah.
And I'm accepting that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like
and that's like people that come here from Cuba.
definitely,
You know,
yeah.
they come in these little tiny rowboats across the ocean.
That's exactly. If you look up like the boats they come in on the internet,
It's wild.
It's crazy how
Yeah.
many people are in there.
Yeah.
Like they and it's the freaking traffickers that get the money.
Yeah.
So they're the ones that get prosecuted if they can find them. You know?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not dead too. I don't know, but But yeah, so it's pretty sad. But anyway, so ask me another travel question.
Yeah, right. I mean, that was wild. That might be the first political in 2.5 years
I'm sorry
session that we had.
That's all right. Yeah. It wasn't a bad one.
No.
Okay.
That's some real world problems, not first world problems like we usually talk about.
It's like right. Like my sister said this to me before I went in September. I'm like, Emmy, I'm trying to like figure out if I should bring my flip-flops or just my Mephisto sandals.
Right.
And she says to me, not without even a breath, she's like, Katie, first world problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, why do you need to think about that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I really like these flip-flops. Like, and I like to wear them in my mother-in-law's house. She's like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to think about that. I'm like, God, but I ended up bringing both. So
you're good.
But so first world problems, no longer a problem.
I actually had to explain what a first world problem was to my husband the other day.
Really?
Never heard that.
He had never heard that term before.
Yeah.
And he was complaining about his phone. And he's like, this stupid phone and my game isn't working and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, that really sounds like a first world problem. He's like, oh, what? And I was like, most people, like, when they complain, it's like, I'm starving to death or my whole family was murdered in a war. And, like, you're over here like, my game won't work.
Oh, no.
Damn it,
poor Johnny.
Damn it, internet.
Always picking on Johnny.
Poor Johnny. Sorry, babe.
Okay. So
we haven't done this in a while, but I looked something up.
Okay, I'm eating another cookie.
Yeah,
Eat a
please
cookie.
do. Because yesterday you brought a charcuterie board.
Charcuterie.
To my little
charcuterie. I love it.
To my little
birthday soiree.
Yes. And there was a cheese.
Yes.
That I loved.
Yes.
Can you please explain it?
It's a redwood smoked cheddar.
It is delish.
Yeah.
It has like a little texture to it.
It's grainy.
Yeah, it's a little grainy. It's my favorite. It's a little bit sweet.
And I
it
looked
does
for
not
it today.
leave a bad taste in your mouth or
I looked
anything
for
like
it today
that.
and I couldn't find it, and I was really mad because I was going to bring you some today.
Yeah.
Oh,
so what I looked up and what I asked Chat GPT, which is our AI,
Love it.
I love it.
is a quiz on Italian cheeses.
Ooh.
So we'll see. Let's just see where this goes.
Let's see. Let me try to answer it, and you tell me if it's right. If you know.
There's a lot of cheeses.
I know.
I don't know if I'm going to know.
Well, I just told the cheese lady today. I said, now this
where's the cheese lady?
You know, at the stores I work at, they got the cheese ladies.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, this salami is disgusting. It tastes like rotten meat. I go, but give me all the cheeses. Even the rotten cheese I will eat. So
even when the ones with mold.
Yes.
Because you just cut it off.
It.
Yeah.
Cut it off.
Yeah.
Speaking
so
of cheese,
I think
have
the
cheese
first one,
stories too.
the
Anyway,
first one is easy.
Okay.
So, which Italian cheese is known for its hard texture, salty flavor, and is
Parmesan.
often grated over pasta dishes?
Parmesan.
Okay, see, they're going to start out easy.
Okay.
And you may have to help me say the
names.
names,
Sure.
okay? Because if you've listened to all our episodes, I do not say any names. This cheese hails from Campania
Oh, it's close. Campania.
region and is known for its fresh, soft texture and mild flavor.
I'm going to say mozzarella.
So that's not part of it. I have some.
Oh, you got
some.
it's-
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you're-
do. I was gonna see
Oh,
if
you're not
you
done?
were gonna.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay.
Asiago, Gorgonzola,
Gorgonzola.
Thank you. Ricotta.
Ricotta.
I should just let her read
Ricotta.
these.
Ricotta.
And provolone.
Provolone.
Provolone, I would say, is the answer for that because that's mild. But it could be ricotta.
It is.
Oh, okay.
And you win.
All right.
Which
win
Italian
a
cheese
cookie.
is a blue cheese variety with a strong and tangy
Gorgonzola.
flavor? Cass, do you agree?
Yes.
Yes, correct. Correct.
And you're correct.
What cheese is a key ingredient in the classic Italian dessert tiramisu? Is it tiramisu you?
Tiramisu and
Tiramisu.
Tiramisu.
Was that ricotta?
What
Because of
cheese?
an M, I feel like you would guess it.
Excuse me, I'm burping over here. It's not multiple choice.
I mean, it is, but I feel like you would
Tell
know.
me the
what do you think it is?
Oh wait,
Wait, with
mascarpone.
Yes, it is.
Mascarpone.
Yes. I knew you would know it. You don't even need this.
I needed to think about it.
Which Italian cheese is typically aged in caves and has a strong, pungent aroma?
Cheddar.
Or is it pungente?
Pungente.
Pungente. I'm gonna say cheddar.
There's no cheddar in Italy.
Oh, that's good to know. All right. It begins with a T.
Come on, Cass. I'm just kidding.
I never thought about that.
Cheddar is like
That's an American
it's
cheese.
American, yeah. Cheddar,
Okay, wait. It's aged in a cave.
Aged in a cave.
It begins with a T.
Oh, taleggio.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I never even heard of that one.
Taleggio is really good.
Is
it
really
is
good?
it stinky?
It's soft. It's not that stinky.
No.
Though. I don't know if ChatGPT has all its facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It may not. I'm just borrowing some
because
facts.
it's
I don't
just
think
some
I've ever
robots.
heard of that one. I'm gonna have to test that
This
one out.
cheese often used in salads.
I don't think you can find it here. Taleggio, yeah.
Knowing her, she'll find it.
I'll find it
maybe you
somewhere.
will.
She'll be
Ask
sending
your
you an
cheese
email.
ladies.
I'll find it on the black market.
Ask all your cheese
This one
ladies.
often used in salads and as a table cheese comes from the island of
Sardinia.
Thank you.
Feta?
No, that's Greek.
Oh. I knew that.
Feta.
Oh, it's a table cheese.
Actually, it's the same one you just said.
What? No.
The T one.
Taleggio?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
All right, Chat GPT.
You
Get
think
it together.
Come on. Get all the noise.
Okay,
Come
one
on.
more. What is the Italian cheese made from buffalo milk, known for its smooth, creamy texture and delicate flavor?
Mozzarella?
Di bufala.
Buffalo.
Mozzarella di bufala.
Oh. That's fancy.
It's a fancy duck.
Mozzarella
That
di
is-
bufala.
So it's different. There's a different taste to it, and it's also just the texture is a little different. But it's so soft, and it just like melts and just like
I love
burrata.
cheese.
Burrata is like the
Yeah.
one that when you go to now. I think now there's a lot of places that have
Yes.
burrata as the appetizer, and they open it up and it just like
It's
melts
like
up.
mushy in the middle.
So good.
What's
Oh my
your
God.
favorite?
That's a tough question.
That's like,
really hard.
yeah, I can't pick a favorite
I mean,
cheese.
well, I'll say, okay, so my mother-in-law has a place where she gets all her cheese fresh from a farmer nearby.
Mm-hmm.
So we bought some before we left, and I always get it vacuum sealed, and I ship it with us. So I get this cheese. It's a goat's cheese
Love it.
with tartufo, which is truffle.
Oh my
So good. Oh, I
god.
should have brought that. God damn it.
You know what? I've
No,
never
cookies
had
are great.
truffle. I've never had real truffle.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You have to come.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll just buy the ticket. Just tell them that you're going.
I will.
Just tell them you're going to a show at Rosemont, and you just turn like, oh, sorry, we're going to the airport.
I'll just tell them I'm going to Florida and I'll just go to Italy instead.
No, tartufo on there's a restaurant in Monteferralle where this wine is from called La Castellana, and their restaurant is just based in tartufo. Tartufo
man.
on top of sliced beef, tartufo in the pasta, tartufo in the dessert.
Oh my god.
And my husband Stefano never really liked tartufo, like when he first met me, and we used to go to this Pinino shop in the center of Florence, and they had this tartufo spread for the sandwiches. So I would come home every those nights, and he'd be like, "Oh God, you had tartufo." I'm like, you know it.
So it's pungent, like garlicky, kind of.
It just it smells. It's
Yeah.
it's a mushroom. So
Right,
yeah.
right.
But it's garlicky. That's me too. I smell like garlic.
I love garlic.
I don't care. Someone's like, "Oh, you had garlic." I'm like, you know it.
I
I'm
can
like, if
eat,
I
like-
rubbed it under my armpits, I don't care. I love garlic.
I could eat a
same.
spoonful of it.
Garlic is so good
Yeah.
for you too. It's good for the heart.
Yeah.
So just keep eating it, even
Yeah.
whole. I have friends that just eat it whole.
Eat it whole.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know.
Did we get through all the tips?
Tips?
Give
I
us
don't
two.
know.
Give us two more tips. You talked passport, and then I think we went on to.
What
yeah,
about
tips.
snacks on the plane? You got any? You got any
No.
snacks
Just
on the
just
plane?
bring your own because all the snacks suck on the plane.
Do they? Yeah.
they're just gross. Yeah. Well, they give you
Especially
the
if you want to
weird-
stay healthy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because remember when you guys did that whole thing with like fast food? I'm like, I don't eat fast food. You're like, stop being so healthy. I do like Chipotle, but anyway.
Chipotle is not even fast food. I don't consider.
I
that
know.
fast
I
food.
remember you giving your all.
Yeah.
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 That's right. You're like,
That's
that's
like
not
top
right.
tier fast food.
Okay, so other tips when you're traveling. Well, if you are TSA pre-check,
Yes. Yes.
that's always important to double check that you are, so you don't stand in the line and then they're like, "No, you can't be here."
You have that, right? Oh, you don't have that yet? We gotta get
Or
that for you.
get global entry where you can
Yes.
get TSA pre-check, which we just got last year. Honest to God, okay. Terminal 5 right now is a whole shit show.
Yes, it is.
at
O'Hare. Yes.
at O'Hare in Chicago. So I was so excited to use my card. Like it was our first time coming in with global entry. It was the longest line
Yes.
because the whole customs area is completely it's as if
Yes.
there's scaffolding up. It's just and I'm just standing in this line. I'm like, are we in the global entry line?
Right.
And then they have these machines where you put your passport in. I didn't even use my freaking card. I wanted to use my card. You put your passport and then they take a picture of you and then you go up to another guy and the guy's just like, what's your name? And I'm like, Portanova. And they're like, okay, you're good. And I'm like, okay, why did that take so long? Like, I mean,
my stepbrother said the same thing because he's been traveling back and forth to Poland.
Oh, okay.
And he said it was the worst on the way out there.
It's just like, what the hell? Like,
but he said when he landed back in Chicago, like everybody's just kind of shuffling around, and he was like, saw his opportunity, and he ran. Like he said, I ran as fast as I could as a fat guy, he ran to get through customs, and he goes, and I was right through.
I usually do that too because I try to pee right before.
Yeah.
We get to we taxi and stuff. So then I'm like, okay, we're just going. Like, because everyone stops and people take their time, they tie their shoe. I'm like, get out of the way!
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just like running as fast as I can to get to customs. But yeah, so make sure you have that or get that if you can get global entry because it's really good if it works.
What about bringing wine and cheese back?
Okay, so cheese is legal to bring back. You don't have to declare it. I mean, I don't think you do because I don't do it. But any type of meat, no, because there was a woman in front of me the last time we came back. She was from Germany. And the guy's like, do you have anything to declare? Usually you just say no. Like all foreigners, if you're listening, just say no. Like don't tell them that you have a sausage in your purse. Yeah. Because this woman had a huge sausage in her purse. And
do you have anything to declare, or are you just happy to see me? Yes. You know that was coming.
I was waiting for some joke. But yeah, and he's just like, sorry, you got to go over there to my friend and you got to let that. And she's like, but it's from the gas station in Germany. Like she was German.
Yeah.
And and I'm like, oh God, that sucks. And then I'm like next and like anything to declare. I'm like, nope, see you later.
Yeah.
But then I found out, I looked online and made sure I was okay. Cheeses are fine if they're vacuum sealed. Obviously, it's better to have them vacuum sealed. And a lot of places, when you go in Italy and you ask, like, I'm shipping it with me, can you vacuum seal it? With sottovuoto is what it's called. Sottovuoto.
And that keeps it fresh.
Yeah, just like vacuum seals it. Yeah. So it's somewhat fresh. But the guy that sold us the cheese, he's like, it's going to take a little bit out of the taste. But I'm like, I don't care. It's truffles.
So it doesn't have to stay cold?
No.
Oh, a lot of cheeses is...
They just
shelf stable.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to leave them out for a long time, but I mean, for the 12 hours they're in my bag underneath the plane. I mean,
it's cold enough.
It's
down
cold,
there.
like yeah.
That's why I can't believe that like people let their pets fly down there.
Oh God, don't even get me started. I don't want to talk about that.
Okay,
let's not talk about because I will get
we've talked enough on this show.
I know. I was gonna get emotional because animals to me is like really sad. But but the other thing, what was it?
Give us
U.S.
one more.
wine. So wine, you can ship with you in your bag, but I haven't done it for years.
Yeah,
I'm just afraid it's gonna that it's gonna bust because those wine bottles are really firm.
But they like throw your shit around.
Yeah. I don't know. I think.
So
if
do you just ship it, like airmail it?
Yeah, I just ship it with the vineyard. I mean, it's more expensive, but like I just have them ship it. Like I spent.
If you're gonna spend $300 anyways, why not just have it shipped to the house?
I would just rather. It's just easier.
Yeah.
Like it's one less thing you have to think about. Like is my wine okay? Like I don't want to think about that.
Yeah.
The other tip I have is like I don't know what kind of luggage you guys have, but the luggage that we got recently, like a few years ago, it's a Samsonite brand. Okay. And it's hard shell. Now, a lot of people don't like hard shell. I don't know why, but it's when they throw your bags around. I mean, it's not like when they push things on top of your cloth.
Soft
bags.
Yeah.
Like that stuff can break. But when it's in a hard shell, it's already hard. Yeah. It's not going to punch through your bag.
Right.
So think about that when next time you're buying luggage.
Yeah.
I've never had a problem. Nothing's ever broken in our bags.
Yeah.
Since we got these. Yeah. Not much they won't because I don't really bring a lot of things back anymore because I don't need to.
Swimmy, Samsonite. What's that from?
Samsonite.
Is that from Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah.
Samsonite. Swimmy, Samsonite.
Right. I was way off. Like, yes. Oh my God. Bring me back to my college years. That's all we watched was Dumb and Dumber. Wherever you're going, try to speak the language.
Oh, learn a little bit.
Just try something. Don't be that rude American to be like, give me that Caesar salad. Okay. One, probably wherever you're going, they don't have Caesar salad. Two, just be respectful. Try to say something in their language or their dialect or whatever. I don't know.
What about asking for ice in your water? Is that a big no-no?
What about
cappuccino after 5?
Oh, I just talked about this. Okay, so I have
Meredith's like, time to wrap this up, and we're like, nope, we're still going.
I have an ebook. She can cut all this out. I have an ebook coming out. I'm finishing it, and I talked about this.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's not good in Italy's eyes to have a cappuccino after breakfast.
Okay.
Like after lunch, because cappuccino is like a breakfast drink.
Okay.
So if you ask for a cappuccino, which my mother has done numerous times and it's so embarrassing, after lunch, she's like, I want a cappuccino. There's like, really? I'm like, she said macchiato.
Yeah.
Like, or something else. Get the other one, Mom. Like macchiato is just a little bit of milk. Macchiato means stain. So it's just like stained with milk.
Okay.
So it's the tiny cup.
Like Johnny's underwear.
Poor Johnny on this episode.
Oh my God.
See, but I like a lot of like cream and sugar.
You could just say, give me
Well,
your
they
macchiato
have-
underwear.
You ask for it on the side.
Well,
Yeah.
the sugar comes on, if you buy it at the countertop, which is what, it's cheaper than sitting down.
Yeah.
Okay. There's usually a big container of sugar.
Okay.
So like my husband would just be like,
Dump it in. Yeah.
and it just like,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you
That's
can
what I
add, you
do.
can add
Yeah.
as much sugar as you want,
Okay.
but you won't ask like extra sugar
Okay.
because it'll be there.
Well, see, because you had laughed at Starbucks earlier, like,
Yeah.
mentioned it, and I was like, no, Starbucks
Well,
in Italy.
you can't ask for different. Well, now there is actually
Is
one.
there?
Yeah.
I
But
can't believe
it's in
that they would
Milan.
even allow that.
It's in Milan because it's very like, ritzy and like,
Oh.
whatever. But you
'Cause there's
can't.
dumb people asking
You can't ask
it.
for different sizes. I'll say that for your coffee.
You can't or
No,
can?
you
You
cannot.
can't.
No.
Okay.
It
So
comes
there's
in
not-
whatever size it comes in.
Whatever you ask for an espresso, espresso is always that tiny little cup.
Yeah.
You're never gonna be like, can I have espresso with venti?
Can I get a
Like,
double shot?
No, you won't. Sorry, Meredith wants to wrap up.
I don't. Why do you guys keep saying that?
I keep looking at her. She's like,
I
I
know. This
know.
is all new to me. I don't know anything
Yep,
of this.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Quit picking on me.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm getting you back for Johnny's stained underwear comment. Let him know I got you back.
What was your other question? Because you said I told you the wine, the cappuccino. What else did you? Well, okay. I'll tell you this. At least this is Italy specifically.
Okay.
So when you're going to think about going to lunch, make sure you think about going to lunch around 12:30 or 1, because before that, usually restaurants aren't really open for lunch. Same thing for dinner. We eat at like 5 here. You will not find a restaurant open at 5.
Oh, okay.
You will find a restaurant open at 7,
Yeah.
maybe 7:30, but
Yeah.
8 o'clock is when people go and eat dinner.
And then
in Italy.
usually they're open till what time then?
Probably whenever somebody leaves. They don't really have like a time, but usually it's like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean probably more like 11 because Italians eat late.
Yeah.
So the restaurants are only open for 3 hours a night?
Yeah.
I mean, usually not necessarily.
Maybe on a Saturday night, Friday and Saturday.
A lot of
it's probably
because of
later.
because of the pandemic, they have a lot of them have maybe had now they have like what was the one restaurant we went to? It has they have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and they off Sunday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, close Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Wednesday maybe they're open, but they're open just for lunch or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot. I mean, around here they've done that too. Like
Yeah.
some places just have dinner. So, but yeah, I mean, usually the restaurants are open later. Like most, like on the weekends for sure, like till midnight. They could be open till, depending on what kind of restaurant they are. But it's not like in Spain where they, are open. They have dinner at like 11 and then they close at like 3 a.m. or something.
Yeah, that's
okay.
so crazy.
Yeah.
I would be so tired. I am just
Yeah.
not a night owl though.
No, me neither.
So,
No,
yeah.
that's what's hard. Like when we were there in September, at friends of ours, Cristiano and his wife, they're like, "Hey, we want to meet up for dinner. How's 9 o'clock sound?" I'm like, that sounds really.
Pretty sure I'm gonna be in bed
Yes,
by then.
I know. I'm like, I wrote him back. I'm like, do you remember I wake up at 4 a.m. at home?
Is it a pajama party
Yeah.
or?
Are we gonna go to your house and
So-
like make
Yeah.
s'mores?
I had heard a story that like staying up late like that
Yeah.
and eating dinner late like that came from like older times when you would come home from work at, say 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night. You would take a nap. Then you would get up in the middle of the night. That would be like adult time to socialize. And then
Okay.
you would go back
Kids
to
are
bed for a couple
asleep and-
hours. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So
What
they would eat dinner like in the middle of the night, kind of like that.
Oh,
Huh.
interesting.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
But in Italy, it's usually there are times when they go to work. It's usually 8 to 5 or 9 to 6.
Yeah.
And sometimes even till 7. That's when they finish working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they usually come home, or they go straight to an aperitivo, like a happy hour.
Yeah.
And then they come home, have dinner, and then they go to bed.
Yeah.
So that's like Stefano would work when we lived there probably until like 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And sometimes he'd come home, we change, and we go meet friends for aperitivo, and then maybe we'd go straight to dinner from there.
Yeah.
So like it's a different work day than it is here.
Yeah, for here it's early.
Yeah.
Earlier.
Yeah, I know. Like that's
Well,
why
it
like,
always blows my mind because I get to like, if I'm going to 2-3 stores in a day, I get to my first one very early.
Yeah.
So then say about 9 o'clock, I'm heading to my second one. I'm like, why is there so much traffic?
Right.
Why aren't these people at work right now?
Right.
What the hell are they doing?
And you've already been working for 3-4 hours.
Yeah. No. It's incredible like the difference in when the rush hour is too for in Italy that compared to here.
Yeah.
Because like I love that. Like I get home at like 2 and I'm like,
Right.
there's no traffic. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Even though I live, 5 minutes from my work. But but it's a completely different lifestyle. Work-life balance is different, like for them, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you been talking about lately on your podcast? I'm terrible. I haven't listened to anyone else's podcast. I'm sorry. I'm taking classes, so I've been doing that instead. I haven't even listened to my own podcast.
Oh, I thought you said I was taking classes because I'm not listening
I'm
to
taking
podcasts.
classes.
No.
They're teaching me how to listen better.
I'm learning how to listen to other podcasts besides my own. So fill me in on what you've been doing.
I haven't really. The last episode I did, I just talked about my trip.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the last one. I need to figure out where
It's
I'm
Truly
going with-
Italy on the podcast
No, it's
too?
Florence and Me.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
yes,
Thank you
Florence
for
and Me.
reminding me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Florence and
I have
Me.
it. I have it on my phone. I just haven't
it's
listened.
okay. Yeah, no, I need to figure out. My friend Julia and I were doing like a series. Like I worked with her in Italy back 10 years ago, and now she's from South Africa originally. She moved back to South Africa after me, and now she moved back to Italy with her husband, and now is pregnant. I'm so happy for her.
Oh, yay.
But she lives in northern Italy now. So they, but anyway, we were doing like a Italian series. We were talking about wine varieties and stuff like that, and just getting like other perspectives. And since she's now getting to know the northern Italy, like I'm kind of trying to figure out another way to like wrap her into my podcast because it's just fun to talk to her.
You speak English or Italian on it?
We speak English.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, no.
Most of your listeners are here then?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
people
pretty
that
sure.
probably want to travel to Florence.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I have a study, I think 26 downloads a month, I think.
Okay.
Or 26 downloads an episode, sorry.
An episode.
That sounds really bad. Like
South
26 downloads a month.
South Africa is mainly English speaking, right?
Yeah, but she speaks also Afrikaans,
Okay,
which
so
is
it's
a
like
really
an-
interesting language.
And then does she
Never
have like
heard
an
it.
English accent, kind of?
She talks, I can't explain it. It's
No.
like it's a South African.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, hey, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
she's
Oh,
got
that's
an
neat.
amazing
like
Yeah.
D ant word.
accent.
D ant word.
D, what?
Never mind.
Okay. I don't know.
Do I have to edit that?
No,
Oh.
it's a band. it's they're from South Africa.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm trying to think of somebody that's South
I thought
African.
you were saying a bad word.
No,
Yeah, I didn't know. I was just like,
you D ant words.
ooh, that's
Yeah.
naughty.
I mean, might be.
But yeah, so my podcast is kind of like I've been so busy with like chamber events and like doing other things
Yeah.
I've been traveling, and then we're going there for Christmas, like, so I'm trying to figure out to like organize myself so I can
Yeah.
dedicate, because I feel like my podcast that's why I keep coming on other people's podcasts. I'm like,
Well,
I just
and we
like
enjoy
talking.
that, so thank you.
I just like talking about it, and like I think it's the best way for people to get to know me.
That's
stuff
D
like
ant
that.
word.
Oh, okay.
If you've ever seen the movie
Oh,
Chappie,
yeah.
No.
Okay.
Chappie, it's about a robot.
Yeah,
that-
I've heard the.
Okay, and
they-
they're in it.
They're,
Yeah,
They're in it, or their music.
they're in it.
Oh, okay.
And their music is in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So how long have you been doing the podcast?
I started in 2021. January
And how many
2021.
episodes do you have every month?
I have 75 right now.
Okay.
70. I'm gonna work on my 76th one. So I don't have seasons. Like, you know how people have seasons.
We don't have seasons either.
Yeah.
I know. I was just on another one, Travel FOMO, and they have seasons, and I'm like, you guys are really like high tech and like,
Oh, and
fancy.
organized.
Like,
no, we don't do
yeah,
that.
they're really like they.
Because we just never know where we're going to go every week.
No.
So to have a season would be,
No.
Yeah.
And I just said, I'm
How
just
would
gonna
we
keep
name
going.
the season?
right.
Yeah, because then we would only name the season, right?
That's-
Not
that's
Well, it
each
would be
episode.
kind of it would be the same.
Then you would have to
type.
find
Yeah.
specific people or just specific
And
topics.
we wing
you guys
it.
want.
We wing it.
I like winging it too.
Wingers.
That's what I.
We're
That's what I do.
wingers.
That's what I. That's
Yeah.
what I do on my podcast. I don't edit anything, and I just like wing
Let it go.
And just like
Yeah.
if my cat like jumps on my back, I'm like, ah, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's my cat. Sorry. Like, You know, I don't really.
Yeah, good thing we don't do this at my house because Nikki would be like, he'd
be chewing on everything. We wouldn't even have cords.
Be like, crap, we gotta buy more cords.
He's good. He don't chew on stuff. He's pretty good about that, at least.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm working on, like I said, I'm working on this ebook. So I'm hopefully gonna get that out by the end of the year. So it's called Mastering Florence: Insider Tips for Seamless
Weren't
Travel.
you just in a magazine too? That you posted
I
on TikTok?
was in,
or an article, I should say.
I was in an. I like that. I like that.
She vogued it. She vogued it.
I did. I love it. It's vogued.
I don't even know if magazines exist anymore. It's just articles online now.
It is like, yeah. I was in an article called LA Weekly. So
yes.
Yeah, it was just a little blurb about me. It wasn't like a lot, but I was in an article with top 15 travel experts who are inspiring people to embark on an incredible trip. It was the longest.
Did you send your information to them or did they find you?
They found me, but then it's funny because I met with the guy. It's a company called Mogul Press.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Yes.
You've heard of that? Okay. So the vice president or something, he interviewed me and like he actually was on a Zoom call with me, and I'm like, oh, so this, because he was like trying to get an idea of like what who I am, like what other support I need, like other marketing like ideas that I might need, and then I looked at him, I'm like, and I didn't know he was in charge or anything. I'm like, so how can I talk to you again? He's like, well, I'm in charge of this company, so it's really hard for. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I feel really special that you wanted to talk. He's like, no, I talk to everybody that the people find, just to see if they need extra assistance. And I'm like, that's a really good business. Like, you're really good at curating your people, like taking care of people. There was like an offer to be like, pay $200 now and then $300 later.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. I'm like, pay $400. Like, I don't care. So I paid $400 for the article. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I mean, I'm out there. It's to create credibility. So I have it on my website. I should probably put it somewhere else because nobody goes to my about page.
The queen of negotiating.
Yeah,
if
you
ask Drew,
Yeah.
Like, you know, when he was maybe interviewing for another job, or anyone that's ever come to me and said, what do you think about this? I'm like, you have to have the art of negotiation every time. Do you know when we go to Ulta, Julie and I will walk up and we'll, you know, they'll scan all our stuff. And I'm like, oh, does anything free come with this? They always throw something in your bag.
Stop
I don't care what it is. It's negotiating.
And people at Ulta are usually very mean.
Brother-in-law always used
they're
to
beautiful.
say, ask for something back.
Always
ask for something.
Well, I was always told
do it
if
every
you pay
time.
cash, immediately ask for 10% off.
Yep.
Because then there's no credit card fees, there's no processing fees.
Yeah, they're not
blah,
paying
blah, blah.
extra on your cash. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so anyone that goes to Ulta.
Well, when do you want to start working for me when I can pay you?
Yeah.
Just be on my team.
It truly is. I mean,
Meredith is very expensive, though, and she
I'm
negotiates
sure she is.
very well.
I'm sure she'll be like, this is my number. Not
we
going
can
down.
negotiate. You have to negotiate everything in life.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just do
Well,
it.
don't
you
tell-
know your worth.
You can't tell people about your Ulta secret because now they're not going to do it anymore because everybody's going to be asking. They're going to go up there with a $6 eyeliner and be like, well, does anything free come with this? Because I listened to the Clopen effect and Neck Girl said she gets free stuff all the time.
At least she's not saying which Ulta.
Exactly.
Then everybody
Don't
would
go to
be.
mine.
Don't go to mine. I already got my people.
I don't care if it's an
got our
itty
hands in
bitty
there.
tiny little perfume. I'm going to wear that shit because it was free.
Yeah.
Shit, that's awesome.
Or put it in someone's stocking.
Yeah.
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 Or maybe they're St. Nick
Always
shoes.
negotiate. So good for you.
Yeah.
That's amazing that you negotiated
So yeah,
it.
I did that article and I don't have anything. Let's see. I'm trying to find other podcasts to be on, to be honest. So if you guys if there's anybody out there that needs somebody in the travel world industry, like want to talk about travel,
We could get her on Two Chicks Talking Flicks.
Ooh.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
You could share what you do, and then you can talk about like a movie that has to do with travel.
Oh,
Yeah.
Maybe we'll hook her up with Sarah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
a
hook
fun
me
episode.
That was a fun episode.
If
to
you
do
haven't
with her.
listened
I
to
gotta
it, it's
listen to
not
that
on the
one.
Clopen, but it's on Two Chicks Talking Flicks. And
Oh,
it's,
you guys are on her.
and it's
Okay.
Employee of the Month.
Yeah.
So maybe
Oh.
I'll connect
Okay.
you two.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Have you been on Left at the Light?
I have.
Oh.
Okay, good.
That's coming
good.
out in October. When is that coming out?
Oh, fantastic. Good,
good.
good, good,
He
good.
hasn't reached out to me now that I think about
He
it. Matt.
works on them.
Yeah.
No, I know
he
he
works
does.
on them for a little bit.
Yeah, because I know he was gonna tell me. I forgot. Thank you for reminding me.
Yes.
I did that.
That's a fun episode as well.
I did that in June.
A fun podcast as well.
He's really cool. Yeah, no, I did that with Matt. Yeah, in June. But yeah, I'm just looking to just get the word out because I have this one retreat in September. 3 spots taken. I need 3 more spots taken or 4 more spots. Anybody out there?
Just saying.
Just saying, John.
Where can they find you?
Just saying.
Tell everybody again, please.
Trulyitaly.tours is my website. .tours, not .com. On Instagram, truly_Italy. On TikTok, I think Truly Italy Tours. On Facebook, Truly Italy Tours. And my podcast is Florence and Me.
Very good.
And then you can find her in Italy.
And then find me in Italy.
Yeah.
I'll be there for 2 weeks for Christmas. Can't wait. So.
That's nice.
Yeah, and I'll come back again. I'll tell you about Christmas.
Sounds great.
I want to hear
always
about
welcome.
Christmas in
I
Italy.
love Christmas. There's so many markets, and it's so pretty.
I can't wait to
and
see all your TikToks.
I'm gonna try. I'm not the best at them.
Cool.
You're so good. We haven't been doing anything. I'm sorry for TikTok.
Yeah, thanks, Meredith.
I know.
Why don't you do them? Because you're on TikTok.
She's actually in charge of our TikTok.
I post them. She sends me the content. I post it.
So you don't create them?
No.
Oh, I thought you did.
She absolutely could.
I try to do like when we post on Facebook.
Yeah.
The little mini.
Yeah.
Where
Reels.
it's a picture of us and we're talking.
Yeah. The waves.
Yeah.
The
then
wave
Meredith
one.
will send those to me and I put them up there.
Oh, okay.
She makes sure no one is commenting bad stuff or.
Oh, so
know.
you're security.
Knock on wood, nobody ever
She
has.
is security.
You're security.
It's because we're fun.
Yeah. Nobody should talk bad about our stuff. Thank
I'm
you guys.
teasing. I was
gonna
It's
say
so
something
funny.
else, but
Thank
no, I'm not
you.
going to say
Thank
it.
you for the wine and the cookies.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank
Anytime.
you. All
All
right.
right. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Talk to you next week. Bye.
Ciao.